Hi everyone. Today is going to be pretty much just back to the basics. I am doing a bathtub tray. I did recently a bed tray for someone and I did a bathtub tray for someone else, but I'm going to do another one today for my fiance because she was so jealous I didn't make her one, so I'm making her one for an after Christmas gift. So I figured I would go ahead and turn the camera on and let you guys just peek over my shoulder and figured that would be the easiest thing if you guys had any questions or wanted to know how I did this, how I did that. Um, so you're going to work through the whole thing with me, grab a cup of coffee, and feel free to check out the video. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave me in a comment. So I'm just going to pretty much start from scratch as if I would start any other project. And here goes. First thing I need is this is the bed tray here. Let me make this bigger for you. So grab a cup of coffee because it's going to be all over the place and you're going to see my whole ups and downs. Hopefully not many downs. This comes up here and sits here. So I think I want to put relax here, and I'm going to put actually the two candles are going to go here. So I think I'm going to put what is it? Relax, relax, soak and unwind. And here I have a logo. Whoop, I'm sorry, my bad. And then here I'm going to put this big thing that says relax. And then here I think I'm going to put with love from your fiance because she has this thing about the word fiance. Yeah, it's driving me crazy. And then on the front, I'm going to put Emily, really fancy, using Glyphs. I don't know if you've ever used them before. They're really fancy letter. And same thing with the word relax. So let's get started. I guess the first thing we can do is let's do the Emily on the front here. So real honestly, the first thing I need to do is make sure that it's square. I had to jack it up with my legs for the 6550. By the way, I'm using the 6550 from your home, which obviously is an awesome machine. This will also work if you have the silverback. Pretty much what I'm going to be doing is in light burn. So, you can use light burn for all of that. Let's see here. So I have this mat here. Normally I line the bottom piece up with one of these lines, but since I have it jacked up, I'm actually going to spread these out. I'm going to what I'm doing is I'm going to line this. I'm looking straight down this line here, so it's going to be square. Unfortunately, that's really the only way to do it here. And then now my feet are butted up to the bottom, which you can't see, but I'm going to show you real quick. My feet are butted up to here, so I know that my frame is square with the mat. Well, I messed you all up now. Now that I know the frame is square with the mat, now I just got to line my material up with the mat. And I got this mat at Walmart, if you're wondering. So anyway, I'm going to start here first. I'm going to start here, and I need to know the exact size. That is exactly 11 inches by, I'm going to say 5 and 5/8. All right. So 11 by 5 and 5/8. So if you've not seen my videos before, this is how I make sure I'm doing what I need to do right. What did I say? 11 by 5 and 5/8. So I'm going to make a rectangle. I'm going to, I'll start you from the beginning. Double click on the layer, click reset the default, click OK. This way, any of the previous settings that I had on that layer, which you noticed was all over the place, is now gone. It's back to default. So I'm going to unlock it, change my width to 11 by, it said 7 and 7/8. 7/8 is 0.85, so 7.875. So that does not look right. Width is 11 by 7.875. Yeah, I guess it is. Just doesn't look right, does it? Lock that in. Sure does not look oblong. 7.875. Did I say that right? Width is 11. Yeah. Height. Oh, no, sorry. 5. I read that all wrong. What did I read? I'm going to say 5 3/4. I wrote that way wrong. 5 3/4. And here we go. 5 3/4. 5.75. See? Oh, shoot. See, so what happened was I forgot to unlock it now, and it adjusted the width also. So I'm going to undo, unlock it, 5.75, hit tab, and then lock it. Okay, now that we have the frame, I'm going to, I have a specific couple fonts I want to look at, some different things. I want a glyph at the front and at the end, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get one at the front on this specific one, but so the font I chose, there's two of them, Mimosa Script and Cephella. I'm going to show you the both, and I'm not sure which one I want, so I'm going to do Emily, and then do another one. Oops. Emily. And not sure why it's so big, but so the first one, I'm going to change it to Mimosa Script. That was my first choice, but let's see here. Mimosa Script. Shrink that down a tad so we can see. This one, Cephella. Whoops. I already found it. It's out there. And this one here. So I like this one better, but I can't find the ending glyph for it that I want. So I think I want to go with this one because it has the more lines and curve like that. So one of the things that you have for to do the glyphs is to view the glyphs is I use the character map. So I'm going to actually close this since I've already done it. So if you click on the start button and you start typing in character map, it should come up, and you choose the font that you want, that you're interested in. And in this case, I'm going to jump to Mimosa Script real quick so we can just look at this. And then you come down to group by, change it to Unicode subrange, and then this pops up, and you scroll to the bottom, and you choose private use characters. And then you see the different glyphs that you can use. This one does not have a really fancy E like I really wanted. This is the first E. As you can see, these are the different glyphs that you can use. The only other fancy E, which I do not like, is, let's see if I can find it here, this one. So you choose it, you click select, copy, and then I'm going to come over here, double click on my font, delete the E, and then go to paste. Yeah, I just don't like that loop. I'm just not digging that at all. And while I do like the Y, so I'm going to delete that E out, put the capital E, and then I'm coming over to the ending. I do like the Y, though, that I saw. Let me see if I can find it again here. I think it's this one. Delete this, select, copy. Come over here, delete the Y, paste. Oh, no, I don't like that one at all. Let's see. Right here. This one I like. Whoops. Can delete them, select, copy, over here, paste. I actually kind of like that, but I don't know if I like it as a whole. So down here on this font, this is Cephella, and this also has glyphs, and I think this is what I'm going to choose as a little more normal, and I'll show you why. So if you switch over to your character map, and we're going to change this to Cephella here, and there's a bunch of stuff here. So whenever you buy a font, for example, on font bundles, you go to the font, wherever you purchase it, it'll show you the different font, and then you scroll down, it'll say view font glyphs. So when you click on that, a page comes up, and it'll show you the different glyphs. So for this example, if I do find on this page, Cephella, EL, this is the regular, if you scroll down, you'll start to see the glyphs that are available to you, and they're probably a little easier to read than this little character box here that you unfortunately cannot resize that I know of anyway. So I'll show you the one I was looking at. It is It's the Y with a heart. I like that. Right, like this here, right here. I like this one right here. I was looking at the L, but I don't think the L's going to work. I think I'm going to use this Y right here. K, L. Looks like those are L's too. So anyway, let me find that Y, which is like a needle in a haystack here. Jeez. All right. Sometimes, there we go. So delete this, select, copy, switch over to Lightburn. I'm going to double click here, delete the Y, paste it. And I really like that actually. Now I did like, so this is, I think will be nice and clean. I don't know, I kind of like it, but I think this is really busy. And this is going to take up so much room and make the name smaller. Whereas this, I'll be able to make it larger. Don't forget that I'm working within this square box here. I really like this one. But I just want to see this L, which I'm probably not going to change, but this right here. So if I put that on, it will put the L and a heart over here. Just for the heck of it, I want to see what it looks like. Oh, my. H-I-J-K. It is one of these. And on this, it shows it is the second to the last. So in this, in this case would be this one, I think. Select, copy. I'm just going to put it right here. Paste. Yeah. So that would be that L. I don't know. Let's see. So if I come here, way too busy. Never mind. Okay. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be too busy. It's going to make it shrink down. Let's delete this. Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, it's okay, but I don't like it. All right, so this I'm going to go ahead and put up in here. Now, this is my square box, and I don't want it as big. Make sure this is, I'm going to resize this now. I don't want it to stay exactly the same. Make sure it's locked. Make sure you choose here from the center because I want to shrink from the to the center. I'm just going to shrink it down because I don't want it right up against the edges. Then I'm going to select it all and come up here and click align both vertical and horizontal. And it's going to put this in the dead center. I right click, preview, and that kind of gives me an idea of where it will line up in that box. Remember, I want it dead center here the best that I can. So I think that's actually pretty good. I actually can make it a little bit bigger. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to stretch it. So I'm going to take the H space. I'm going to stretch it a little bit. Although I did like when it was connected. What if I made it bigger? How's that? Can't even tell. So one thing to note though, let me edit, undo, is if you click this and I click H space, it puts a space between the letters. Whereas if you click this and drag it, it actually just stretches a little bit, which is what I want. Kind of would like it. I think that looks good. It's going to put perfect size. Okay. So now that we have that, I'm going to select it all, go arrange, move selected objects to the lower left. On my settings here, I'm starting from user origin, bottom left. Let's see if, so we're not going to run the line, obviously. We're not going to burn the line. We're going to change it to 1 power, 110 speed. This is what I do on all of them, 1 pass. The burn, I've done bamboo before, and my best sweet spot is 65-80. So 65 speed and 80 power. I'm going to change my line interval up a little bit here so it's a little bit smoother. Obviously, one path. I always try and do my overscan. 298 is good. Overscan so it goes past it a little bit. My line after, I never run fast. So, for example, I'll run at like 50 speed, and my power maybe the same. Because it's only going to just do an outline of a line, and I don't want it to be slamming around the whole machine, which is what it does. So that's also a preference as well. So this, I'm going to go ahead and save this before I forget to do anything. These are projects, bath tray. Always save. So there's this. So one thing I'm curious of is I always put fill groups together. Now, this is just one thing, so it isn't really going to matter. So if I right click, go to preview, it's about 1 hour. And the reason what made it longer was because of the line interval that I changed. Edit device settings. My fast white scan is 110. Actually, that doesn't matter. So that white scan is when it's going to go across these here. It's going to be, the speed that it's going to run from this place to this place. Is it going to run still the same slow speed, or is it going to speed up to catch up to do to get to the burn point quicker? One thing I just remembered was I forgot to do it on angle. So one thing I'll look for here is if you can see this here, see all the wood grain is going left and right. So I don't want to burn with the wood grain because I'm not going to get a good burn with that because you're running with the wood grain. So I'm going to burn on a 45-degree angle. One other thing is I have this square, but if you notice, this is not square to the bed. So, yeah, because she's magnet and glue. So I need to make sure that this is square. And to be honest with you, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this out. Let's just get this out the mix. Yeah, these are my little wooden coasters, dollar store. Pretty cool. Welcome to my projects. So I'm going to hang this over a little bit so that I can actually see this line here. I should have did this in the beginning, but that's okay. That's pretty straight. Should make a jig for that. So that's that and that. Okay, so let me make sure that I don't have to put more lifts under that. Might have to. Looks like I do. Oh my goodness. No, I haven't drank any eggnog. Yeah, unfortunately I have to put one more. Alright. I'm gonna grab some more of these real quick. This. Always move your laser slow, because don't forget that it has back voltage. It runs power into the control board. That's pretty straight right there. Okay, pretty good right there. Making sure that it's square. We're good. All right, now let's go ahead and line this all up. Turn the machine on. move this over to here so that you can see. So when I first turn my laser on, obviously it thinks it's at 0, 0 position. I like to go to devices and you right click and it will reset pretty much the whole everything for you, the board, the position, everything for you. And I personally like doing that because I just know now that it's, just reset. It's just my thing. I start with the user origin at the bottom left. If you notice right here, it shows that's where it thinks the laser is, and that's where it's going to start from. Totally forgot I need to change my Emily to a 45-degree angle. Yes. No, I don't want it that way. I want it a 90-degree. No, I don't either. Sorry. No, I'm sorry. Minus 45. Whoops. Minus 45. Sorry, minus 45. So that's going to go up and down this way right here. This is what I want because I do not want to go with the grain of the wood. It should not change the burn time. It shortened a little bit, but not much. And the reason why it's going to take an hour is because I don't have it at a flying speed. And the bamboo, I wanted to make sure I get a really good burn. So I got it at 80 power. So with that, and then my line interval, I beefed it up a little bit so that it's going to just look a little bit better. And then the line after is even slower. So, it's going to take a little longer, but I want this to be perfect. So unfortunately, that's just what you do. So first things first, I'm going to, before we start, I'm going to make sure that this is turned off. Now, sometimes there's two things I've been doing lately. Is one, I have to set my laser here, and then I'll run this here doing nothing just so it runs all the way around. But I'm going to turn that off for right now because I do not want that to burn. And I'm going to move my laser, my actual laser, here. And so one other thing that I'll show you, as you can see, let me see if I can make this bigger for you. So there's something also you want to pay attention to. If you'll notice, the board has curved edges. So if I put my laser right on here, it's clearly not going to be right on these bottom lines. So I'm going to run a couple different tests around, and then I'm going to make sure it's lined up top, bottom, left, right, just so I have it pretty darn close. So on your machine, on your laser over here, or in Lightburn, go to Move and click Fire. If you don't have the Fire button, go up to Edit, go to Device Settings, and you should see here Enable Laser Fire button, and then click OK, and then it should show up. And all that does is, and lower your power really low, because all that does is it fires your laser for you. And I do that so that, so that I can line up the laser. As you can see it coming on now. So it's right about there. So the first thing I do is I will click this frame, and I'm going to say, let me move this. What's the best way to do this? Here, hold on, so you guys can see this. She's going to be so excited because she thought she wasn't getting one. I'm sorry. Where was I at here? Click this here, and then move. Arrange. Move laser to the bottom of the selection. To the center of the selection. And then now I'm going to arrange move laser to the bottom of the section. So it thinks, if you look at my screen, it thinks it's right here. And now I'm going to hit the fire button. And if you notice, I'm looking for it to hit right on that edge, which it's absolutely perfect. I think you can see it that well. Let me see if I can lower this down for you so you can. I'm still probably not going to be able to see it. That's okay. You get the idea. You might be able to see it now. Right on it. And now I'm going to say move to laser selection to the top. Click it, and it's, it's not even hitting it hardly. Not hitting the wood. So I'm actually going to take this roller, and I'm going to roll it down ever so slightly, just a little bit difference. And then I'm going to tell it to go back to the center. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't have a corner. And then I'm going to tell it to go to the left. And then I'm going to hit the fire button. And that should be right there. So I did not set my origin, unfortunately. So I'm going to tell it to go to origin. So hopefully you should go to, see it didn't. So I've got to start that all over again. I'm going to tell it to, shoot. Well, all right. I'm going to tell it to go range here, laser to the bottom left. The position is zeros. I'm going to set that as my origin. So now my origin is set. So now if I should have did that first, go move the laser to the center, and then I click go to origin, it's going to go back again. So that's good. Okay. So now that I think I have my top and my bottom and the left side right, now I'm going to hold the shift key down. I'm going to actually turn this output on so that this frame right here is going to be on now. And I'm going to hold my shift key down and hit this frame, and that's going to run my laser around what supposedly is the perimeter it thinks is the wood with a very minimal laser light. So I click it, and I'm going to watch the laser and make sure it stays on the wood. It's really on it far there, and it's off of it there. So it looks like it's a little high and a little to the left, and it's off the wood there. So it is. So as you can see, I'm glad I did that because now it's not right. So it's too far to the left, so I'm going to just move it a little bit here to the right, and it's too far upward, so I'm going to move it a little bit down. And now I'm going to hold the shift key and run frame again. Now I'm going to watch the laser's just barely hitting the wood, and there it is hitting the wood, which means it's not square, but that's fine. In a second here, and then there, that's pretty darn close, and that's close. So to me, that looks pretty close. So right now is a perfect time to set this. So right now, if you come up here and you go to distance, I'm going to change this to, let's just do it to 2 just to be careful. And then I'm going to move this up out of my way. I can go one more. And I'm actually going to click Set Finish Position. So what's going to happen is when it's done burning, it's now going to come all the way up here and get out of my way for me. And the reason why I want it out of my way now so that I don't, so now that it knows where my origin is, it should be perfect. The only thing I want to change is this wood is it's a little bit not square. That little bit. Because when it was on the wood here, I'm sorry, it was not on the wood here, but was here, it was out of square, same thing up there. So now I theoretically should be able to say, go to origin, it should come right to here, I should be able to do a square, and it should be perfect. Let's see. So here I'm going to click go to origin. Hold the shift key, click frame, and it should be pretty smack on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's like I'm a pro. And it was actually, it might still be a little bit to the left. No, it's actually good. That is actually perfect. So now we have the finished position. We've got the origin. We've got, I'm going to turn this line off now. And this one's on 6580. I'm going to triple check myself here just because this is the last of the Mohicans I have. 6580, this doesn't matter. It's not, it's some not used right now. I have an error assist, but this doesn't matter. The overscan I like to do, the scan angle is great. Line after 50-50 is good. One passes, everything's good. Click OK. I'm going to right click, go to preview. It takes 59 minutes. If you roll this backwards, you can kind of see the path of what I'm doing, or what it's going to do rather. And there we go. All right, so I think I am ready to go. I'm going to turn my error assist on because the error assist is amazing for even just the simple burns. If you have one, you know what I mean. Sorry, I'm opening my window because this is going to smell. If you guys like these videos of you just over my shoulder, seeing how I do these, feel free to let me know, and I'll start recording more of them. Just not so much as a training, but you can watch over my shoulder and hopefully learn a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my air assist on and push go. I'm always double, triple checking myself, which I'm doing again. Just want to make sure I have everything right because this is only the one here. All right, let's do it. All right, air assist on and laser burn. Here we come. Voila. Yeah, I should have did that before. I know. Don't try that at home. It's looking good. So now that it's finished, pretty much it's doing the outline. If you notice, the reason why I like to slow it down a little more is because it's not like, slamming left, right, left, right, left, right, and it tend to sometimes get out of alignment. It's just not good. That speed right there, I think, is like a perfect speed to do an outline, just run all the way around. But I have a real quick trick I want to show you. If you'll notice, the heart is not quite dark enough for me, so I'm going to make a quick change here. Let that finish. And the finish position, remember what we did, we had it go up and out of the way so that we can actually see where the finish position is going to be. I mean, where it's going to, so we can actually see the material. So you see how the finish position is up and out of the way now. But I want to show you something real quick. So I'm sure you've done this before. You have a burn and it's dark here, it's light here, dark here, light here. Well, the heart, I want a little bit darker. It seems to be lighter than the rest, although right here is not real light either, it just happens to be. I'm going to show you what I would do. So let's switch back. Oh, let me turn my air assist off. Hold on. So whatever you do, do not touch nothing on your machine, on your laser. Don't touch a thing. So if you come up here to the font and you go to Tools, Arrange, Break Apart. So that did not do what I wanted it to do. It breaks it apart, but there is a closed area here. So if you notice now, you see that here, there's an open spot somewhere. Well, let's do this together. I want the heart. So I'm going to highlight all of this. And I'm going to group just the heart part. and I'm going to change it to another layer. Fill line 6580 output. Turn that output off. Oops. What I'm basically going to do is try to burn it again, but that didn't quite work like it was supposed to. It's supposed to close this line here, and it didn't. What I wanted to do is, normally if you change that, you break it apart, it will still keep it together, but it sees that there's an opening somewhere, and what we want to do is connect these lines together here so that we'll have one heart that will be closed, and I'm not so sure this now is going to do it. Hold on, don't tell me. It was edit, close path with tolerance. Is that it? Join with line. No. Okay, had to figure out how to do it first. So basically what I want to do is I want to burn that heart again. And maybe not so dark, but I need to burn it again. So now that we've broke it all apart, I had grouped this heart. I'm going to ungroup it actually again. And then I'm going to take the original artwork and I'm going to unshow it. And then I'm going to come here. I'm going to delete this piece and this piece. And then I'm going to draw. Actually, let me undo that so I know where to go to. I'm going to draw a line, I think, from here to here. And then come up here, click that. And then I'm going to delete this. And now I'm going to select it all. And I believe it is edit, close selected. Oh no, auto join selected shapes. And it automatically joined it and now filled it. So my original burn was 6580, and I'm going to actually lower this. I'm actually going to leave the speed the same, but I'm going to lower the power down to, I'm going to say 40, actually, half of that, just because I want it a little bit darker. But I'm going to burn it a different direction now because I want to burn it the opposite direction of what it was. So I'm going to go, instead of 45, I'm going to go, 45. I'm going to, actually, I'm going to do a minus, sorry. What is it? 110, 130, 140, 130. Whoops. 135 is fine. So fill it together, lines, output. Okay, good. And then now, if you look, only thing it's going to burn is that heart, and it's going to go this direction, the line. So it'll take a whole minute. And so now, if you're looking at the thing here, it's going to go the opposite way of that, and it's not going to be super dark. Now, remember, all I did was close this in because it didn't by itself, and I didn't touch anything on the laser, so everything should be right where it was. And the only thing I have on is that. So I'm just going to click start and fingers crossed. And I did fill in line and I shouldn't have. So as soon as it's done, I'm actually going to stop it because I don't want it to do a line. I just wanted it to cross fill in there. And it's looking really good. So basically what I did was you select your object and you choose break apart, and it actually breaks apart all the way to the nodes. I don't know if you're familiar with the nodes, but it takes it down to the nodes, and then you can combine a couple together. So you can just take, let's say, part of the E or part of the L or whatever and just reburn that. Like right now, I'm just simply burning the heart of it. If you look at the right-hand side of the M, I could reburn that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to actually leave that the way it is. The heart, oh, there's the outline, and I didn't catch it. Oh, well. So it did it a little bit better for sure. So there's that. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, now that we got that all done, I undid everything on here to get my design back to the way it was so that I can save it because I didn't want to lose that. And I have the tray here now. So I think the same thing, I got to line it up here. Unfortunately, we have to realign all of the laser and everything again, but we want to make sure that this is square. Looks like it is. And which one should we do first? Let's do this one first here, I guess. This one, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the name and the first frame. And, oh, come on. And I'm going to measure, if we do the first part, we need, so I've got 2 magnets, comes up to here, so I'm thinking it's 11. Okay, so let's do this. So it's 11 wide. I know I can't go past 11. I actually can't come super close because I have an air assist. If I have to, I can take it off. But by the height would be up to the magnet. Actually, that's not true because what I want to do, let's go 11. Let's measure the whole thing. 11 by 2 5/8. So the area I have to laser is 11 by 2 5/8. So I'm going to create a box. And I'm going to put this box on a new layer, 3. Line. I'm going to turn it on so I can see it. And I'm going to unlock it. And I said it was what? 11 by... Man, I forgot that quick. 2 5/8? 2 5/8. I knew that. I was testing you. 2 5/8. 5/8 is 0.625. 2.625. So this is my area I can burn on. I want to put the word relax in here, and I already did one, but I'm going to do another one with you. It's the font is Cephella, and it has a beginning and an end glyph on it, and it's actually really cool. So I'm going to click this and put, I'm not sure what happened here. RELAX. Not sure why it's not printing or typing in. Not sure what's up with that. Let's click on this. Interesting. Let's change the font to this. Let's say this. I'm not sure why it's not doing it. Here we go. Looked like I had two layers. Okay, anyway, so let's start over again here. As you can see, this is the struggle I deal with also. Start over, click here, RELAX. Not sure why it looks like that, but I'm going to click this because it was on this one here. Fill in line, output. I guess it was on this layer that was turned off, I guess. Let's find the font I want. Fella, and we're going to put in here, and now I'm going to pull up my glyphs, Cephella here. So the beginning R I want to look like, and then there's the ending X, which looks like we may hit first. No, not that one. That one there. I like this one a lot. So I'm going to delete this, select, copy, come over here, double click, delete that X, edit, paste. No, I don't like that one. That's not the one. Let's keep going. Not that one. Come on. Maybe it's up here. Oh, it is. It's up here, I think. Yeah. Sorry. All right, let's go. Here we go. this R. So here's an R. This is the R I want. Delete, select copy, come over here. Delete this R, edit, paste. So I like that one. Now I'm going to come back here to the X, delete that X. And the X I want is that one. Delete this, select copy, and paste. Okay, so now that I have that, select this. I want to make sure it's locked. And then now that it's locked, let me just turn to my, it doesn't matter. I'm going to make it smaller so that it fits. But I'm going to also stretch it. Not too much, but enough. That looks good. I'm actually going to make it a tad bigger. Like that. One more. So, let me click this, put them in the center. So the magnet, I believe, if I'm looking at this correctly, the magnet's down here, the magnet here, and the ending letter should be above that. So I should be perfectly fine, actually. My only concern is my air assist hitting this, which I think it's going to do because I'm coming too close to the edge. So I'm going to select it all, arrange, move selected objects, lower left, click off of it, click the zoom to frame selection, and now that I'm looking at this, I'm not sure why this is all the way over here. Turn everything on. Oh, okay. Well, guess what was over there? I don't know how I did that. Anyway. File save. So the relax I want, yeah, I have a feeling that air assist is going to hit the bottom too. So I'm going to move the air assist. I'm going to tell the air assist to go to origin. And then I got to put it on that bottom left corner. Now that I have it there, let me see here. Actually, let me come here to see the height. Oh, that might be okay. That's going to be so close. Nope, it'll hit. Darn it. Yeah, it's going to hit. So the only thing for me to do is take the air assist off. Because this is actually recessed in, which is fine. All right, I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, 2 screws, it's off, piece of cake, 2 screws. All right, so now I'm going to measure this again. Good. So it thinks I am at 0. And I'm going to go to move. And sorry. Got a lot going on over here today. I'm going to click fire and make sure that is in the corner. And don't forget also, this is rounded, so you're going to be with the same thing. You're going to tell it to do the frame, holding the shift key. And as you can see, I'm not even square, which I should be, but I'm not. Make sure that's on that line. It's good. A little far over here. All right, so I'm going to go to the right. I'm going to do it again. That looks good. So, yeah, it actually looks really good. Perfect there. Perfect up top. Actually, it's perfect there too as well. So that's pretty darn good. So I'm going to, it's right where I want it. Now I'm going to double check my settings. First off, I'm going to turn the frame off. And I'm going to check my settings. The first one was 6580. Number pass is 1. It was actually fill inline, I believe. Yeah, I must have undid a lot of it. But anyway, so here at number 4, we're going to do 65, 80. Actually, I'm going to reset the default. And then now I'm going to change it to fill in line. Overscan's good. 65, 80. I'm going to change the lines per inch up. 298 is good. 300, whatever. Scan angle minus 45. Line after, what I do, 50, 50. Whoops. 50. 50 is good. Click OK. So I don't know why this one. What is going on with this? This is line. The other name I must have accidentally deleted off. So oh well. So this is relaxed. If I right click, preview, 22 minutes. Again, I'm going to come on an angle. Right there. All right, 6580. Fill in line. One pass. I'm just going to double check myself. Crosshatch, advance. Line. Okay. All right, looks good. I'm going to go ahead and, oh, I can't do that. I'm going to go ahead and get her started. All right. Let's see what we got. That looks really good. I'm not going to move it though, because the left and right is still perfect the way we had it. So I'm going to leave that. That looks really, really good. So 2 more things. The next one is going to be relax, soak, unwind. I already have that one done, so I'm just going to copy that for you. So let me remove this. This. I'm going to go ahead and copy this over. Oh, come on. Hold on, sorry. Edit, paste in place. It's going to paste it right where it was from the thing that I copied it from. So first thing I want to do is this all here. I want to move to 7, 8, layer 8. That's not fine. Line. All right, let me remove this. Let me get this out of here. This I need to move to a separate layer. 11, it's going to be line, show. This is going to be fill in line. Okay, so this is going to be the round circle of, I think I'm going to do it this one over here. Because this one, I think I'm going to do it that one right there. It is exactly 3 3/8. which will be 3.375. Why I put 3.25? Let me see this one. No, I'm sorry. It's 3. 3 1/4. Yeah. My bad. So 3.25 is right. So that's the actual size of the circle. And I'm going to do this one starting. I want to do it starting from the center, I guess. But let me think about this for a second. So this one. So I got 6580. So this one, I'm going to reset, fill line, 6580. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use the error assist on this either because it's recessed in, which is fine. Fine. Minus 45, 50. Click OK. Just curious here, blah. Okay, good. The line, we are not outputting, but we're going to use it for the outside. So let me make sure this is center, which it is. Oh, it was not. I actually like it the way it was. That's why I did that, I guess. All right, so we're going to have to align. What is that? I don't know what that is, but it's coming out. All right, so we just now need to, here, let's do this. Let's do the words. This here, 6580, that's what we had. Okay, so the fun part now is to line this circle up. So I'm going to say probably what I'm going to do. Let's say go back to origin. And I'm going to tell the laser to go to the bottom, or I'm going to say actually the center. Yes, I know it thinks it's right there. Now I'm going to move. Let me turn this on for you here. Move this all the way over slowly. Remember, always move your laser slow. To where I think it's pretty darn close to the center, and I'm going to come here and click fire, and somewhat close right there. So now that I told it to be in the center, what I'll do is go up to arrange, move laser to the bottom part of the selection. So now that should actually be, when I click the test fire here, I should see it right at the end, and I actually do, and I actually know it needs to come over a little bit. So now I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to tell it to go to the top. Move laser to the top. And now I'm going to hit the fire again, and it's actually a lot lower, so I'm actually going to move that up a tad. Maybe too much. And I'm going to tell it to go back to the bottom. I'm sure you may have an easier way to do this. I'll be glad to hear it if you did. And that's pretty darn close right there. So that's good. And now I'm going to tell it to go back to the center. And I'm going to tell it to go to the left. And I'm going to light the fire. And I'm going to move it just so I can see it. And then I'm going to stop. Now I am going to now I'm going to tell it to go to origin, which should be the bottom left where that thinks it's center. And now I'm going to click the round frame here, and I'm going to hold the shift key in while it does this. So now you're going to see it's going to actually do a circle. And it actually went so fast, I have no idea. It went really quick. Let's see if this slows it down. Hold the shift key, click frame. There we go. So I'm trying to make sure that it's all inside, and it actually looks really good, except it seems to be more to the left, just a tad. So I'm going to just nudge it a little bit. and then do it again. Hold the shift key, that, and kind of watch it all the way around and make sure it's looking good. And it actually looks pretty darn good now. Okay. So that is how I found to center mine. I'm sure there's probably other ways to do it, not do it, however you see fit. Because I have everything so much different now, if you remember, since I moved this all the way over to the right, uh, it thinks it's all the way over here, technically. And so when it goes to finished position, it's going to shoot all the way up there. And because that's higher, I don't want it to run to my rails. So where it's sitting at right now, I'm going to click set finish position so that it just comes right back there. Because I don't know where it's going to go, where it's going to go loose to, and I don't want it to run into the rails. So now I'm going to turn this frame off, and then I have just the words, and I'm going to right click, go to preview, and I'm going to back it up and kind of see how it's going to go. Looks good. 16 minutes. I'm going to double check my settings, 6580, fill line. Just double checking everything. I like to fill groups together. 50-50. 16 minutes. Okay. Starting there, we're good to go. All right. I think we're good to go. I'm going to, let me get you on here. I'm going to make sure we're user origin is bottom left, as always, here. And I'm going to click start. All right, now that it is finished, I am going to click move and move it up out of the way. One more. That actually looks really, really good. I like it. One last thing right here. So she has this thing about calling me fiance now since we got engaged. So let's do the top part. All right, now that that is finished, let's do the top part. So I'm going to get rid of this for a second here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, hide, and hide. She has this thing about calling me fiance, so because we just got engaged. So I am going to put at the top, let me show you. At the top here, I'm going to put with love from your fiance. It's going to be a little tight. So let's see here. Holy mackerel, that's big. change this down. Now the font I was looking at, I've been going through a bunch of different fonts and I found one that I like. So to save you a lot of time on this, it's called Mega Nice. This one. So this one I actually kind of like. Obviously I got to shrink it down a lot. But also the fiance, the E needs to be that little squiggly thing, whatever it is. So again, load up your character map, come down to here, group by, Unicode subrange, come down here, private use characters. And actually, I don't even think you need to on this one because this is just a standard, I think, isn't it? Mega Nice, let's see here. This one? No, this one. Copy. That'll work. It's good enough for me. So I guess I need to measure. So the width is going to be the same as this one. That's not true either because I need to be within inside these magnets. So I guess we'll start over. I cannot go past, I'm just going to say 8.5 inches to be safe. 8.5 inches by 5/8 tall. All right. So I'm going to make a box. Of course, you're going to look like that. Unlock. 8.5 by 5. Oh my gosh, why do I forget so fast? 5. It's not even 5. It's 5/8 of an inch. Yeah, 5/8. Jeez Louise. 5/8 is 0.625. 0.625. So let me lock that. I got to put this in there. So let's start with, let's see. I'm just going to shrink this down. I'm going to highlight them both, click center, arrange, move selected objects to lower left, like this, come over here, zoom in, and this is going to be tough. Let's see here. I definitely want to stretch it. But as you can see, the F's are going to make it so I have to do it smaller, which isn't a big deal. It doesn't have to be across the entire top. Matter of fact, I'm going to actually undo how I just stretched that. Let me come back. Undo, undo, undo. I'm just pushing Control Z a lot to undo. Now move back. Okay, so I'm going to start over again. I'm going to shrink this down. Control Z or go up to edit, and undo will be your friend. When I hit bold, it actually stretches it for me, but it takes away the cursiveness from it, so I don't like that. So I'm going to just leave it. I'm going to leave it just like that. I'm going to stretch it a little bit, shrink it down so that it fits in the box, highlight it all, center, blah, blah, blah. Now take this and go arrange, move selected objects to lower left. I'm just worried it's going to hit that top there. See that right there? It needs to go smaller, I believe. That's going to be really tight. Let me make sure my measurements are correct. It actually is 3/4. Yeah, it's actually right up against the wall. It's 3/4. So let me do this. Let me make this. It's not going to be a big difference, but it'll be enough. And then I'm going to move this box to lower left. So as you can see now, I have a little more room, and that it looks more of like the actual dimension. But now I can increase this just a tad. Highlight it all, center. If I right click, preview, I think that's actually pretty good. Well, all right, so now I need to set up my laser. I'm going to say go to origin, because obviously it's going to go back to there, which now it thinks it's at this bottom left, which to me, the bottom left needs to be right here. So one thing I need to be sure of is I have it the exact distance between these two magnets here. So what I want to do is, this is exactly 8.5 inches. Oh, sorry, between the magnets is 8.5. So 4.24 would be my center mark at 4.25. So I know my quarter mark or center is going to be roughly right there. So what I could do, if I wanted to be slick, is I could tell my laser, let's do that, to go to the center. That's not true. Hold on. I could tell my laser to go to the center of that, where it thinks it's at the center. And now I'm going to put my laser lit. I'm going to light the laser right on that exact pencil mark there. And by the way, I'm not doing this just as a tutorial. You're kind of just doing it as looking over on my shoulder how I plan on lining all this up. So now I just lined up my laser right on my pencil mark. So theoretically, if my math is all correct, that's the halfway point between that magnet and that magnet. So I know that's where that's going to be, the center. So now that I know that's the center left and right, I now have to more worry about the y-axis, the up and down, the top and bottom of it. So what I could do is, since it's right here at dead center, if you look on my screen, I could just tell the laser to come to the top and to the bottom, and then I'll be able to have a little better visual of where it's at, and you'll be able to see, again, kind of like I did the other one. So if I move the laser to the top, now if I light that fire button, so it's not hitting up here. See, we don't want it hitting the top. We want it hitting just at the very, very top piece. We don't want it on top. We want it right inside. So now I'm going to tell it to go to the bottom. And now I'm going to light it again. And we want it. Okay, so see, now that is a problem. It's actually off of the wood and onto the bottom part, and I don't want that. So now I'm going to move it back up again. So now it's right hitting at the bottom of this wood, and now I'm really concerned about it not being at the top correctly. So I'm going to move it back to the top, and I'm going to light it, and it's actually pretty good. It's actually right there. It's not actually on it. I mean, it's on it and it's not. I don't know if you can't really see that, but it's good. So with that being said, if you think about it, top, bottom, that's dead center. If I tell my laser to move to the lower left of selection, it still thinks it's at center. Theoretically, if I hold my shift key and push frame, it should actually go right perfectly center, or where I want it to burn. And it actually does. A little worried about the top part. It's not very square. I'm a little worried about the top. I think it's just a little too high. Let me think about that for a second. I know these are not going to hit there. I'm just curious of something. If I click my laser and I say go right there, that is the highest point, I believe. If I click fire, I won't be hitting this wall. That's what I want to know. Will I be hitting that top wall? And the answer is no. And it looks like my Y is the lowest point. So if I tell my laser to go here, same thing. Will it be off the wood? And it's not. Dude, it is close. Wow. Okay. So I'm not sure if I want to run it that close. I guess I do. I guess I can. I'm going to move the laser one more time up to here. And then I want to push fire. No, it's not going to hit it. It's real close, but it's not going to hit it. I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable with it. I'm going to see if I can shrink this down a tad. No. It's not even making it up and down. Okay. I go back to origin, which is bottom left. Going to be close. The height of this is 0.036. I'm going to put 5. Not much at all. Whoops. Okay. I'm going to do one more run square, make sure it's good. It's not. It's just not, didn't seem to be the squares I would have liked it. Okay, that's good. That's perfect now. That's pretty darn good. All right. Here goes nothing. I need to turn off the frame. I need to come here. I'm going to reset the default. I forgot to change this. 6580. Oh, sorry. Fill in line. 6580. Overscan. Let me change this up. You know, these are just the precautions I like to take. You know, some of it may seem excessive, but I tell you, I don't want to keep messing it up, and I'm sure you don't either. Just, all right, let's see here, blah, blah, blah. Like that, I got that off. Right click, preview, 6 minutes, and it's going to come on an angle like this. All right, that's the only one on. Double click. All right, 6580, fill in line. That angle, line 50-50, 1, it doesn't matter. And I think we are good. Is that the origin? All right, I think we're good. Let's do this. All right, now that we got that finished, I think that is all I'm going to do. I was going to let me smooth this out the way. Move this. And it's probably pretty good. Okay. That actually came out beautiful. This came out really nice. So, I'm going to go get it all cleaned up, but that will be that. Just going to put an E here, but I don't want it too busy. There we go. So I hope that helped everyone. I'm going to have a picture listed in the description of it. Final. Hope that helped everyone. And I'm going to do some more over the shoulders. If you guys like it, feel free to let me know. And happy burning.